a toll on your home. When they do, trust the team at Absolute Restoration for roofing, water damage, and mold remediation. 662-760-4348.
In 1998, we needed help with the loan. A friend of ours had been using First Choice Bank. First Choice had been helping us ever since.
We just love the service. The tellers are wonderful. They know our names. Why would we want to bank anywhere else?
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Caleb Edelblut. It is Friday night. We're getting ready for our Saturday morning, so let's hop right into the broadcast so we can get ready for bed and soak up the weekend ahead. Dry conditions, they have returned. We are enjoying dry skies all across North Mississippi. Those rain chances, they're pretty much out of our hair, and they'll continue to do so all night long. Toasty temperatures, that is for everybody. When we talk about these rain chances, they're very isolated in nature, only affecting a city or community at a time, like we observed during our 5 o'clock. That's going to be the same story tomorrow, but temperatures, that is for everybody, and those will continue to climb. And local fun matters. Well, our Gabe Manor, who's covering the news tonight, will give you the very latest on everything ongoing here in North Mississippi. Now, I know it's not Emily that'll be covering it. The Lawbons, they are on a much-deserved vacation, so we're letting them enjoy their time off and giving you everything you need. Now, take a look at the first 12. We're starting off in the upper 70s by 11 o'clock, cooling off towards the mid-70s by 5. And already working our way up towards the upper 80s tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. It's going to be a fantastic start to the weekend, but it'll definitely be a toasty one. So let's take a look at radar here as we transition here to the wall. That way you can kind of see the big focus point, or at least kind of see it on a bigger screen. You're seeing a lot of green here on radar, and again, usually that would indicate rain. The radar just trying to find anything it can out there because it cannot find any showers. So we continue to stay dry. And we can even zoom this out just a little bit as I make sure, yep, looks like chat is on. I want to make sure all of y'all can hear. Ricky, hey, how are you doing tonight? Always excited to see you in here. You're one of our usual commenters, so very exciting. We can see maybe a few showers further out into Alabama. Again, that radar kind of picking up on it very far, but still very isolated, very tiny, very small. That continues to be the story even for our twin state out there, because we're not really talking about anything widespread or impactful here in North Mississippi. Now, we're not talking about any weather makers here in our viewing area as well. We do have this high pressure system out there in the Gulf continuing with that clockwise motion, bringing in that wind from the west, southwest, which means we're not getting that moisture or that mugginess as big as we could with that direct south wind. That is not happening. So temperatures, they could get worse, but unfortunately they eventually will as we get ready for the work week, but we still have a whole weekend to get through first, so make sure to give you the very latest. Now, take a look at Futurecast. You can finally start agreeing with it again. Dry and mostly clear skies all across our region. That's going to continue all night long as a clearing kind of takes place just a little bit before some of those clouds start to build back up again. They can't make up their mind. Already starting to leave by 8 o'clock, letting us enjoy mostly sunny skies before we start to see some of those clouds yet again build back up again. And I'm just putting a lot of emphasis on the clouds because there's not much else to talk about. That's the only moisture that we really have throughout most of our Saturday, and it'll take a little bit longer before we can talk about a few rumbles or downpours later on for your Saturday evening. Now, take a look at the next 24. Again, beautiful start to the weekend, mid 70s by 6 o'clock, low 80s already by 9, low 90s by 12. And then we're peaking pretty much in the low to mid 90s tomorrow afternoon. Going to be a hot and toasty day. Rain chances taking the back seat a little bit for your afternoon hours, a little bit more prominent later on by dinner time. So by 6 o'clock, we could track out maybe a few rumbles and thunderstorms across our viewing area. Low 90s by then, and then low 80s by 9 o'clock as we get ready to cool on off. But taking a look at your overnight planner, again, we're starting off with partly cloudy, dry conditions in the upper 70s, not cooling off much, only making it towards around 74 here in Tupelo, but at least waking up with mostly clear skies above. Going to be a fantastic start to the weekend. Now, here's a look at your temperature trend as we get ready for pretty much the next 12 hours. I mean, a slow change. I mean, we're practically almost there already for our overnight lows, only going to cool off maybe another 2 degrees. But look at how quickly we warm up as we get ready for the mid-morning hours, even towards lunchtime, already hitting 90 by that 10 to 11 o'clock hour. So Going to be a quick warm up, going to be a fast one, just going to be a toasty afternoon. So let's get ready for the overnight period first. Again, we're talking about dry, mostly clear skies, especially by midnight. Then those partly cloudy skies return yet again throughout that 4 to 5 o'clock range. Then we're back to mostly sunny skies. So beautiful start to your Saturday tomorrow. Again, can't quite talk about rain chances. Looks like model's giving us maybe a teensy bincy shower. I think I started singing the Itsy Bitsy Spider right there for 6 o'clock for your morning tomorrow. But again, we're going to stay completely dry. Those rain chances, they're really going to struggle. Have to fight a big uphill battle if we were to see a sprinkle. Now those low temperatures, again, going to slowly cool off towards the mid-70s overnight. So already pretty much a warm and mild start, but this is also right around average for this time of year. It's just July here in Mississippi, so we're already starting off in the mid-70s. Well, those temperatures, they'll just continue to climb heading into the afternoon. Now let's take a look at your pool day forecast. Upper 70s by 8 o'clock, low 90s by noon, mid 90s by 3. Now all of us can enjoy the pool day forecast as we're off of work for the weekend, so it'll be a fantastic day to get outside and enjoy some pool time. Take that sunscreen with you. That UV pretty much in the high levels on our value here, so not only do we need those water bottles handy, but that sunscreen as well. So let's take a look at the latest look for your Saturday here with Futurecast. This is our HRRR model. Again, starting off with mostly clear sunny skies by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And as we get ready for the day, we're going to continue to stay that way throughout the mid-morning hours, even towards lunchtime, still enjoying sunny and dry skies. Cloud cover starting to build up a little bit more prominent in the most northeastern portion of our viewing area, where you guys have seen actually our rain chances a little bit more profound throughout the past few days or throughout the work week. So you guys just continue to hog all the moisture while most of us continue to enjoy sunny and toasty conditions, of course. That's around 12:30. And as we continue into the afternoon hours, even by 3 o'clock, we're really not talking about those showers or thunderstorms just quite yet. So even reaching the peak heating afternoon hours, that convective temperature, not quite seeing those rain chances as prominent, so those continues to downtrend, which is good because we get to enjoy a much drier Saturday as compared to what we were talking about last weekend. But we're still not out of the woods just yet. A few pop-up showers are still in store for the Golden Triangle region by 6 o'clock, even for Winston and Natala County by 6 o'clock, and even for you guys out there in the Delta. Again, more mist than hit. You will be only the lucky city or two affected tomorrow. Most of us will continue to stay dry, but those rain chances, they're still on the table for a few of us. So we still have to talk about them, but it'll be a toasty day for all of us. Take a look at those high temperatures. Low to mid 90s tomorrow afternoon. Those feels like values, I mean, soaring us into the triple digits. It will be a toasty afternoon. 105 in Amory, 104 Tupelo, 106 in Clarksdale. So flirting with heat advisories, but thankfully not quite there. Haven't seen them get issued just yet. Might take till Sunday, but definitely into Monday before we start to talk about them again. So coming back to Futurecast to get ready for your Saturday evening and of course your Sunday as well. So this will be the most updated look. We're still talking about a few of those heavier downpours by 6 o'clock tomorrow, and they fan out just a little bit before kind of moving out by 9. Then we're just talking about some lingering moisture by the 9 o'clock broadcast tomorrow. So again, if we see these heavy downpours, they're not going to stick around for long. We're not talking about a washout. But we're already returning to drier conditions overnight as we get ready for our Sunday. And honestly, that's going a little bit too fast for me. We can back that up for you guys so we can talk about maybe those showers early for your Sunday morning, because models have been pretty consistent with that. So let me drag this over. I got to let it load. There we go. And we'll zoom that out. So we can see a few of those showers kind of fan on out just a little bit for Lowndes County, even towards Noxubee and on the state line. That's at 7:30. But nonetheless, we return back to those mostly dry conditions by 9 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll continue to stay mostly dry throughout the overnight period. I will say models have been pretty consistent with those rain chances in the most northeastern portion of our viewing area on your Sunday morning, and we can even see a little heavier downpour between Alcorn County and getting closer towards Savannah, Tennessee. But that's around 3:30 on your Sunday, and they won't really bother anybody. A little bit heavier out there towards the northern portions of Tishomingo County, kind of along the Tennessee River at 4:30. But by the time we're waking up for our Sunday morning church commute, most of us enjoying dry conditions, just a few showers as we're starting off the day. Again, nothing intense or severe. And as we continue throughout the rest of the afternoon, take a look at those rain chances. Still on the table for a few of us, but it's for the most eastern portion of our viewing area. Pretty much those along Highway 45 further out east, you'll have the chance to see some of that rainfall. I would say a little bit more prominent on your Sunday than your Saturday at this point. And that's due to this cold front continuing to creep closer and closer towards North Mississippi, providing that lift and allowing that cooler air to mix with that hot, humid, muggy air that we have here in North Mississippi. So we can still see a few of those showers. But again, as far as stormy conditions, anything impactful, that continues to stay further out east towards Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, out there for our twin state in Alabama. Most of us continue to stay dry, and we're honestly returning back to drier conditions by lunchtime and continuing into the afternoon hours. They just continue to move further and further. But hey, again, we're reaching that convective temperature, afternoon showers and pop-up thunderstorms. That's what we're going to deal with again by 2:30, dealing with that pretty much along Highway 45, starting to fan out just a little bit more by 3:30 and 4, and still very heavy for you guys in the most southeastern portion of our viewing area. That's what Strike Model was kind of talking about a little bit during the 9 o'clock, and HRRR starting to pick up on the same thing. So those rain showers a little bit more abundant Sunday evening compared to your Saturday. So we'll continue keeping a look at that, and of course might have a little bit more to track out for your Sunday evening, and then they'll continue kind of lingering on here in North Mississippi, starting to drift a little bit closer towards you guys in the southern portions of the Delta, which I know y'all would not mind one bit if that were the case, just with how toasty y'all will get. And what I mean by that, take a look at those high temperatures, not only for you guys in the southern portions of the Delta, but all across North Mississippi. Mid-90s, yet again, we continue to warm on up, and those feels like values still keeping us in triple digits. Not quite talking about, definitely we are talking about triple digits, but heat advisories, not quite on the table just yet, because we have those rain chances still in the forecast, and that can provide just enough to help us kind of getting closer towards those heat advisories to cool on off, especially for everybody here on the far eastern side of our viewing area. Different story for you guys out here in the Delta. I mean, 105 already, Clarksdale, Cleveland, Greenwood, Belzona, and Greenville. If we were to see this verify and y'all don't really get those rain chances, well, heat advisories, they could be issued as early for your Sunday afternoon and, of course, heading into the work week. So we'll give you the very latest and update you on that as we progress further and further into the weekend. But thankfully, any current heat advisories, they're not ongoing here in North Mississippi at this time. So let's take the latest look at your 7-day forecast. Taking off the rain chances for your Saturday, they're still on the table. Just imagine a 10%. I take them off just because most will experience dry conditions tomorrow. Only a select county or two will get some of those rain showers. But again, all of us will be dealing with those toasty conditions. That continues into your Sunday. 20% coverage just because we have a little bit more chance to see some of those showers and a few rumbles of thunder creep into our viewing area on your Sunday afternoon and evening. Then we're back to drier conditions Monday into Tuesday, up into the upper 90s. Going to be hot, sticky, muggy, toasty, whatever you want to use to describe it. Start to stay hydrated, get ahead of the game. That will make it a lot easier to combat the heat on your Tuesday. And then hopefully we'll start to see a shift in the weather pattern with some rain chances on your Wednesday, but that could hopefully cool us off towards the low 90s for your Thursday and Friday. But coming up in 60 seconds, not only are we going to be taking a look at the tropics and how the disturbance in the Gulf might have changed a little bit on its chance of developing those heat and seas all throughout the next week, but we're also talking about the news and how local fun matters. Our Gabe Maynard giving you the latest as the Law Bonds continue enjoying their vacation. All that's coming up in the next 60 seconds.
At Vibe Aesthetics and Wellness, we believe confidence isn't just how you look, it's how you feel. From subtle, natural aesthetics to personalized wellness care, everything we do is intentional. This is beauty with purpose. At Vibe Men's Health, we take that same approach. We focus on what matters most: strength, energy, and performance. Built on real data, real medicine, and real results, we're here to help you look better, feel stronger, and live fully. Come vibe with us today.
Boys and Girls Club of North Mississippi presents Dance Like the Stars 2026, Saturday, August 8th at the Huntington Bank Arena. Floor seating is $50 and general admission seating is $20. All proceeds benefit the Boys and Girls Clubs of North Mississippi. For more information, visit bgcnms.org.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Mississippi Live News. I'm Gabe Maynor, filling in for our Emily Leonard. We're starting with the state, covering an opioid settlement. After returning to Jackson this week, the governor's special session, some lawmakers will be back again next week for another meeting. Members of the state's opioid settlement board will return next Tuesday to discuss the next round of grant recommendations. Since 2022, Mississippi gets tens of millions of dollars in funds every year from the National Opioid Settlement lawsuit. All grants must be used for programs that address opioid addiction. Those grants must then be approved by the legislature and signed by the governor. Now we jump up to Monroe County. The Monroe County Sheriff's Department actually now has a partnership with ICE. Sheriff Kevin Crook told supervisors Monday that his department signed an agreement with the agency. Here's how it works. If someone booked into the Monroe County Detention Center is found to be in the country illegally, the county gets a payment. The first one already happened. A Nettleton police arrest on a misdemeanor triggered a $137,000 payment. Crook says $100,000 will go towards vehicles, the rest towards equipment for task force officers. The sheriff says deputies are not actively hunting for illegal immigrants, just making the call when someone is already in custody. We go from Monroe County up here to Lee County, specifically in Tupelo. You might remember folks in Northridge subdivision were dealing with brown water earlier this week. Well, they want answers. It started with a fire hydrant flow test by Lee County Emergency Services. The test can kick up rust and sediment in the lines and turn water coming out of the tap brown. North Lee Water Association says they flushed the lines and clarity should return soon. But folks that live there say the bigger problem is that nobody warned them. The water manager says he didn't know about the test until 30 minutes before it started. One person says a simple text or email alert 24 to 48 hours ahead would go a long way. As for why the test happened, the county is actually trying to get the area graded by the Fire Rating Bureau. That'd be a positive for the area because a better rating could mean lower insurance rates for homeowners. Read more about this story in the Daily Journal. Now, as we go over from Lee County now towards Alabama, tax-free weekend is happening this weekend for folks out there. The state's back-to-school sales tax holiday starts today and runs all the way through Sunday. So now's your opportunity, Alabama. Get out there and get what you need for the school. Facebook page on Mississippi Live. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope everyone has had a fantastic Friday and looks forward to a great weekend ahead. I'm Gabe Maynor. Keep it here for the very latest.
Hi, I'm Mississippi Live Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon. Reserve your St. Jude Dream Home giveaway ticket by July 31st, and you'll be eligible to win the house and the early bird prize, a $10,000 gift card to Brooks Grocery. Visit dreamhome.org to reserve your ticket for $100 and help St. Jude Children's Research Hospital continue its life-saving work. Then watch Mississippi Live on October 29th to see who wins the house and the other prizes. Reserve your ticket today.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live at 10. Let's take a look at your heat and seas throughout the next 7 days because my mom, she was talking about how toasty it was this afternoon. Well, it gets even toastier. We're right between 100 and 105, pretty much around probably 104 here in Tupelo for our heat indice or heat index today as we climb towards 105 for your Saturday, your Sunday, into your Monday, meaning the next few days will feel just a little bit muggier than what you felt today. We skyrocket Tuesday, getting closer towards extreme heat warnings and where heat advisories, definitely a real possibility, if not extremely likely heading into the work week, before we can find some relief Wednesday and meaningful relief for your Thursday and Friday. So we still have a ways to go to feel a lot better here in North Mississippi, and it's going to take a little bit longer until we can do so. There's a good heads up throughout the rest of your weekend and heading into the work week. Now, forecast of rainfall. We're going to continue to struggle throughout the next few days. In fact, most of those rain chances, like we were talking about throughout our broadcast, more prominent further east you go, especially along Highway 45 and further out east. So any meaningful rainfall, not really in the forecast throughout the next 3 days. But if we take a look kind of further on south and pretty much out there towards the Gulf, wow, we're going a little bit further than where I wanted to go. Thankfully, we're not having to use Storm Finder, so that is not a part of the forecast. Let's come back to your forecasted rainfall. Here we go. Let's take a look at the next 7 days. And honestly, what we were just talking about, next 3 days, next 7 days, still not seeing much of a difference. So enjoy the rain chances that we have upcoming throughout your Saturday and Sunday. They're going to continue to face an uphill battle even heading into the work week temperature. That will be the main forecast story. But let's continue down further out there in the Gulf. We're talking about these rain chances, and that's due to a tropical disturbance that we've been talking about a lot lately here at Mississippi Live. And we saw some bright colors out there along the coast, and they're not there anymore because those rain chances, they're already occurring here out along the Florida Panhandle. A look at that here with your tropical outlook. This is the disturbance that we've been talking about a lot. This is disturbance number 1. We would talk about the second, but that's already kind of almost completely faded on out, entering a very dry area of the Atlantic Basin, kind of taking in all that Saharan dust. That kills off hurricanes or anything from developing, so that's not really an issue for us. But we're still monitoring this one out there in the Gulf. 10% chance of forming within the next 2 days, and up to 30% now within the next 7 days. So this continues to build ever so slightly and could have an impact on you guys pretty much along the coastline. It continues to start kind of making its way up towards the Florida Panhandle, and most models have it shifting more of a westward direction, getting closer towards Louisiana and making a landfall there if we were to see this develop. Again, confidence still low, but we are seeing that increase within the next few days. And with that, it could try to kick up a few short waves and just disturbances in the upper atmosphere to allow rain chances to still be a story to talk about here in North Mississippi. But with the pattern we're in, we're not really talking about anything meaningful or impactful just yet. But wanted to give you all the latest update on the tropics, especially with that disturbance down there in the Gulf. I see Ricky out there saying, spelled your name wrong, Caleb. So sorry. You are good. I had a feeling I knew who you were talking to. So glad you were able to join Mississippi Live at 10. Y'all make sure to join us again later on this weekend. Download the Mississippi Live Weather app. You can download it here using the QR codes on your screen. It'll take you either to the iOS or Android App Store. 2 different app stores, same app depending on which phone you have. We want to make sure it's accessible to all of you guys out there. But like we keep mentioning, you have made it to the weekend, which means we are back towards our weekend broadcast schedule. We'll be live tomorrow night at 6, 9, and 10 as I'll continue to keep you updated on those pesky rain chances that always seem to bug us for our weekends here. Thankfully, not quite dealing with anything as widespread, severe, or intense like we were talking about last weekend. So we'll break down what to expect for your Sunday coming up tomorrow night at 6, 9, and 10. But we're also going to be taking a look at those temperatures and how warm, hot, toasty, and sticky we're going to get throughout the rest of the weekend heading into the work week as dangerous heat is around the corner, and how to combat it. So y'all can come to Mississippi Live Weather at 6, 9, and 10. Enjoy y'all Saturday tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day. And of course, thank you so much for supporting us here at Mississippi Live.
When C.K. Little opened his doors in downtown Corinth nearly 80 years ago, his plan was simple: deliver excellent service and exceed expectations. That's why we say a little gift goes a long way.
Welcome to the next generation of local news, Mississippi Live. Where you are, when you want it, we're focused on you because local matters. We are Mississippi Live.
Rain